Hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Mindful Living podcast. And today's guest is bringing the fire, literally and figuratively. Listeners, meet Gil Barry, the founder of NPS Fitness and a master of mindset, personal development, and fitness training. From Division 1 athlete to overcoming a 30-year battle with addiction, Gil has forged a path of discipline, resilience, and purpose. And he's here to share how daily habits and a warrior mentality can actually transform you into the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So grab your notebook, get inspired, and let's dive into the art of mindful living with our guest, Gil Barry. Gil, welcome to the show, and as always, it's an absolute honor having you with us today.
Hey, great to be here. Honor to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. Jill, your story is so inspiring. How did you develop the warrior mentality, and what role did mindfulness play in that journey for you?
Yeah, well, I had to take a look at myself and determine what kind of man I wanted to be. What do I respect in other men? Who do I kind of look out after or look up to? What mindset do I want? What actions do I want? Do I want to be kind of a weak-minded, weak action, sit in the back type of guy? Or do I want to be a man of action? Do I want to be a man of integrity, honor? And I decided, you know what? The people I look up to are the soldiers, are the warriors, the people who lay it on the line, the people who make a commitment to themselves and others and keep it, people living with integrity, people living principle-based and principle-centered, and having that as a priority. I didn't want the priority to be, hey, what's the next thing I want to do? What's the next pleasure I can get? How can I please my flesh? No, I wanted to be a person of honor, integrity, of purpose, of passion. And from there, it was identifying what was keeping me from that. How did I get off track from that? How did I get down this road of living at kind of less than full capacity, less than maximum effort, enjoyment, and fulfillment?
Wow, that is inspiring. And Jill, overcoming a 30-year battle with addiction, it's not an easy, it's no small feat. There's years and years of efforts, consistency, discipline, grit, and it's unfathomable amount of efforts that go into battling and navigating and coming out of that addiction. So what were some of the key habits or shifts in mindset that you made and it helped you break free?
Yeah, once I determined what type of man I wanted to be, what the best version of myself would be, I had to identify, first of all, my purpose, right? And second of all, I had to identify what's holding me back from them. And when I looked in the mirror, I really had to be honest with myself and hold myself accountable and say, you know what? You're just choosing to be soft. You're choosing to do all these things that you don't respect. And you're using the vices, the drugs, the alcohol, the pleasure seeking to just kind of remove yourself from being accountable to what kind of life you're living. So once I looked in the mirror and decided like, hey, I'm the soft little sweetheart that's causing all this stuff. Now, what am I going to do about it? So I decided I had to drop all the vices. And once I decided that, again, remember, I determined that the people I respect are ones that keep their word to themselves and to others. So I said, hey, from here on out, when I give my word to myself, to anyone else, I'm going to keep that no matter what it takes. So when I determined, hey, the vices are what's holding you back. Getting high every single day, drinking multiple times excessively during the week, right? Eating excessively, huge temper, blowing up on people left and right. These are the things that's holding me back from being the man that not only I respect, but my family would respect, others would respect, and being the best version of myself. So once I dropped all of those, once I determined, hey, you need to get off all this stuff and get your mind right, get on a personal development plan, work on your mentality. Now, that's a lot of time in the day that you need to replace when you're, instead of getting high, hanging out with your boys, going to the bar, drinking, eating excessively, that you can't just leave that void. That's when you become bored. That's when the vices come back and you get that desire for the negative activities, right? And we determine the vices are anything that has, negativity connected to it, guilt, shame, remorse, regret attached to it. Whatever you're doing that has those things attached to it, you need to get rid of those. Those are vices. Those are no good. Those are holding you back. Those are making you feel less of yourself, whether you know it or not. But internally, somewhere in there, subconsciously, I shouldn't be doing this stuff, and I'm doing it. I'm choosing of my own free will to do it, and I need to stop. So once you determine that, you need to fill those hours with productive, positive, purposeful actions. So that's where we developed the daily habits. So the very first thing, early wake-up time. Get up as early as you can, earlier than you think you can. We have a saying like, don't do what you can do what you can't do. So if waking up early to you is 5, then get up at 4. But for me, I get up every single day at 3, and it's non-negotiable. It doesn't matter if I go to bed at 1 in the morning or 8 at night. When the bell goes off at 3 in the morning, you answer that bell, you get up, because you're going to be proud of that action. That's going to be a positive action. Once you do that thing that's super hard for yourself, and you prove to yourself over and over and over, you can do it no matter what the circumstance, that's putting yourself through self-inflicted adversity. And if you can go through these little self-inflicted adversities all day, you can go through big adversities. When life really hits, when you really want to go back to those vices, you're fully prepared for it because you've hardened yourself with these self-inflicted adversities. So getting up early, something that nobody wants to do, but we need to do. Get that first win, stack that first victory to build yourself up. You get up early, you have a big glass of water, hydrate yourself, have a nice cup of black coffee. Don't add any cream, no sugar, no frivels like that. Keep it hard. And then you get into some reading and reflection. You can keep a journal. I have some books I like to read. I read some passages to get my mindset positive. When you wake up early and you're tired, it's easy for your mind to slip into that negative vibe, like focus on the negativity, whatever's going on in your life. Because we're all going to have things in our life, no matter what our mindset is. It's how you deal with them, though. So you need to put yourself in the positive mindset, that warrior mentality. Like, hey, I'm a warrior, man. I'm a soldier. I love a good fight. I can't wait for that next fight. I can't wait for that next adversity because I'm built for it. I'm the man to handle that problem. I have the answers. I'm the solution. So you get into that early reading and reflection. You can journal your previous day, what's going on in your spirit. You can read a book and take notes on it. A personal development book is great. And take notes on that. And that tattoos it on your brain, that positivity, right? And then you get into a strenuous physical workout. You go and get in that workout early in the morning, especially when it's hard and you don't want to. Now you've set yourself up for success all day. You've done 3 of the hardest things you're going to have to do all day. You've got up before everyone else. You've got your mind right with reading and reflection. And you've hit a strenuous workout that pushes you to the limit and you've gone through it. Now you're ready for anything that hits throughout the day. And then you follow through with self-talk, savage self-talk all day. You tell yourself, I'm a lion walking through the jungle, man. I'm a Navy SEAL out there ready to attack the world. I'm the protector. I'm the defender. I'm the strongest. I'm going to survive. I'm going to thrive.
Wow. That is so inspiring and motivating. But, from listeners' perspective, some might say that maintaining such strict daily habits, it could lead to burnout rather than balance. So how do you ensure this level of discipline doesn't become counterproductive?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the way it's not counterproductive is because of how you feel. That's why I'm so passionate about it, is because as hard as it sounds, once you get in the rhythm and the groove of doing it, you feel incredible. You feel unstoppable. You have an energy. Whereas you think you're going to burn out or have less energy, you're actually more motivated, more energized. You get addicted instead of to the vices. You get addicted to doing what other people can't do. And you start seeing results in your life that other people aren't getting. You're going to be busting out with passion. And again, a big part of this is identifying your individual purpose. If you're just getting up, how much of a burnout do people get when they're just going to a job and they're in that monotonous routine, waking up, getting to work, hating their job, borderline hating their life, getting home, playing video games, getting high, drinking, watching TV, watching Netflix? That's burning you out. That's negativity. That's what's holding you down. When you start getting in these positive actions and you replace that negativity with positive items, you're going to feel even more energy. You're going to get addicted to doing that because you know how you feel. We have an example of that when people go to the gym for a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, they feel great. Then they give themselves a way out. They negotiate or rationalize, hey, I've been doing good, so let me take a day off. And they take a day off and they don't come back for 6 months. So we really have to play that mind game with ourselves. But the reason I'm so passionate is because how I feel after doing this program for so long. For staying on this, I'm energized. I'm passionate about it. It changed my life completely. I'm living with purpose, and I know it can do the same for others. And your purpose may not be coaching, nutrition, mindset, personal development. That's not going to be everybody's purpose. But what we do is get you some clarity, get you in touch with the universe, get you off the vices. Then we can identify what your purpose is. What's your passion? What can you talk about with strangers with no hesitation? When you're hanging around and someone asks you about a certain topic, what can you talk about endlessly with passion? Because that's your purpose. You need to be involved in that, whatever that may be. That's your passion. That's what's going to keep you getting up early, because you're knowing you're attacking what your true calling is in life.
I agree. I agree with that. Also, your journey highlights not just physical and mental transformation, but also spiritual growth. So, how has embracing spirituality shaped your approach to daily habits and personal development? And how do you guide others to connect with their spiritual side?
The whole key for me was dropping the vices. I had always been a self-proclaimed spiritual guy, not necessarily a classical churchgoer, even though I have attended many churches and been to many religious services. But it was one of those situations where I wasn't fully invested in the universe, in spirituality, in God. I was still pleasure seeking and using spirituality as a mode of negotiation, of rationalization, giving myself grace in areas I didn't necessarily need to give myself grace. So when I dropped the vices and got some clarity in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, I realized that my conscience has been in there talking to me the whole time. I've been ignoring it. I've been drowning it out. I've been smoke screening it and not listening to it. But when I realized, like, not only is that my conscience speaking to me, but that's the authentic voice of God. That's the universe leading me. And that opened up a whole new world of spirituality for myself. Now I know that a higher power is talking to me directly, and it's changed everything. Now I know to listen to that and have that conversation and do without question what I'm called to do. And it's true spirituality. It's true faith. Now I don't need to give myself grace because I'm fully invested in the grace that I'm going to receive for walking the path that I'm supposed to walk, for being purpose driven and being conscience congruent, and realizing that is spirituality. That is the universe speaking to me. That is the higher power guiding my steps. And when you follow that conscience congruent way of living, the path lightens as you walk it. You just listen and take that next step. And that's true spirituality. You're going to be at peace. You're going to find inner peace. You're going to be in love with yourself. And the universe is going to love you back.
Wow, wow, that is surreal. Also, as a fitness coach, how do you incorporate mindfulness into physical training, Jill? And how does that enhance overall performance and well being?
The first thing about that is, even no matter what your mindset is, or no matter what your point is in your spirituality, we all go through a wide variety of emotions through the day, through the week, through the month, through the year. There's there's seasons of happiness, sadness, anger. We go through all the emotions, right? So when you're in a negative state, if you feel a negative vibration, if you have a negative energy, the very first thing you want to do is hit a strenuous physical workout. You don't hear of any marathon runners in mile 13 saying, "Oh, I'm so depressed right now. I'm in such a bad mood." No, they're completely focused. They're at their highest peak vibration, their highest energy level. They're super focused. So when you're feeling that, you need to hit a strenuous physical workout and get yourself back on that positive vibration, have that positive energy. And it also makes you proud of yourself. You go into it thinking like, man, I really don't feel like doing this, but I'm going to do it. And then boom, next thing you know, you're feeling great. Your energy is up. Your vibration is great. Your frequency is high. You're no longer in a low vibration state, a low frequency state, whatever the cause of it was. And it's an unfailable solution to your negativity is to hit that strenuous workout. Now, that's why it's part of our daily habits, because when you start the day with that physical workout, you're already preemptive striking the negativity. Your frequency is going to be at peak level because you've already hit that strenuous workout. You've done something hard and proven to yourself, I made this commitment and I got it done and I pushed myself to the limits. I'm ready for the rest of the day. I'm ready to attack. So that's where the physical exertion goes hand in hand with the mentality, with the spirituality. It's a mind, body, soul. You can't see the three phases as separate. They all go hand in hand. And the physicality, the body aspect of it, it's not just a fact of, hey, I want to get big muscles. I want to have a six pack. I want to be able to run a marathon. It's the process you go through, the daily grind you put yourself through to achieve those results. It's not necessarily the results. It's the process of going through it that leads to the results, that develops your mind and your soul as you're working on your body.
And you help people break through their limiting beliefs. So what advice do you have for someone who feels stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and negativity?
The fear is always worse in your mind than it is in reality. No matter what you're thinking, it's not going to be as bad as that in reality. Once you take that first step, and that's what's so big about identifying your purpose. That's what's so big about becoming the man that you want to be, the A+ version of yourself. Because then through the daily habits, you're creating confidence. You're building your self-esteem, doing things that you normally wouldn't do, doing things that are hard. And this builds confidence in every aspect of life. Then you can, as you get the self-talk going, when you realize, hey, this is my purpose. I'm supposed to walk this earth with confidence. I'm putting in the work, so I'm going to get the results. The fear is there's only love and fear. So when you love yourself, you have nothing to fear. Again, to the vices, when you're participating in negativity, you're not going to have that self-love. You're not going to have high self-esteem because your conscience knows I'm doing the wrong things. I'm lacking confidence because I'm not putting in the work. I'm not doing what I'm being called to do. I'm going my own way. I'm pleasing my flesh. I'm refusing to delay gratification because I want the quick pleasures. So that takes away from your self-esteem. That chips away at your confidence. And you hear people all the time go out in social settings. I need to have a drink so I can have that confidence. That's because you haven't done the work to create a confident individual. You're not telling yourself that you belong in that social setting. You're nervous about it because you haven't built the man that you want to be to present in those settings. That's why it's so big every single day. You won't have the confidence if you don't put in the work that day. You have to earn that confidence every single day. And every time you do something that you know you don't want to do, that you get negative results, that you have regret from, that chips away at your confidence. Now, you can fake that confidence, but you know on the inside, you don't love yourself. You don't respect that person in the mirror. And that's what the daily habits do. And that's what the self-talk does. You're now telling yourself, I'm the dude in this room who got up at 3 a.m. I'm the man who put in the work. I'm the man who's making my mind, body, and soul completely respectable. It is what I admire. Now let me go show these people exactly who I am. You don't have to cover it up with a drink for some false confidence. You've built the confidence through the daily habits, through the mindset, through the positive self-talk, that you can go into any situation and be yourself. You're living conscious congruent. You're not faking it. You be confident in exactly the man you are, and you walk into that room and say, here I am.
Absolutely. And we do not feel that need to seek external validation as well, because somewhere down the line, seeking that external validation means, you feel like, okay, if I need to blend with them, I need to drink or I need to smoke, I need to be in that circle. So I have to imitate what they are doing. And that, it's really very detrimental in the long run. So thank you for sharing this, Jill. And also we have talked about mind, body, and spirit. So your coaching focuses on aligning all the three. First of all, what exactly does it mean to have an alignment among these three, and how do you help individuals identify and address imbalances in these areas to achieve their highest potential?
Absolutely, yes. So all three work together when you're living conscience congruent. Your conscience and the universe is going to tell you that you need to develop your mind, your body, and your soul, and it all goes together, as we talked about with the daily workouts, helping you pull your vibration up. Well, you need to also work out your mind. And how we do that is through, podcasts like this, reading personal development books, spirituality books, building that positive internal self through reading and reflection. Not only just reading, but writing it, talking about your feelings with yourself, putting down some notes on paper, and really tattooing the messages on your mind, body, and soul. So they all go together. And again, that's so key about identifying your purpose. Because when you're purpose driven, you want to develop all three of those. You want to create the best version of yourself. And if you're lacking in one area, it's going to hold you down in the other areas. Again, you can't just be in the best physical shape of your life and be lacking in the spiritual world, treating people terribly. That's not the best version of yourself. And you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be aligned with the universe. You're not going to be aligned with your true calling. You can be a great person, but you can be completely out of shape and at risk of cardiovascular disease. People aren't going to hear your message. You're not going to be able to help people out because they're going to look at you in a different light because how you've treated your body. And if you're not treating your body well, they're going to instantly judge you on, well, how can I listen to this person? If I listen to this person, will I get the same result as him? Because I don't want that result. And the same goes with your spirituality. You have to have the spirituality of service. You have to develop your spirit through that conscious congruent living, because we're all called to. Everyone has the calling inside of them spiritually to help the next man, to leave the world a better place than when they got here. If you're ignoring that calling, you're not going to be satisfied with yourself. You can cover it up with vices, but your true calling, no matter what area it's going to be in, is going to involve service of your fellow man.
Rightfully said. Great, Jill. Thank you for this absolutely motivating and positive, conversation. And thank you for bringing in the forefront the warrior mentality. I think we all are warriors, and we need to fight the vices and fight to become the best version of ourselves. So if our listeners, they wish to explore more about how to cultivate this warrior mentality with mindfulness, how they can reach out to you.
Yeah, reach out to me on Instagram at Gil Barry Real Estate, GilBarryRealestate. I respond to all DMs, all likes, all comments personally. I will get back to you ASAP. I would love to talk. I love engaging with people on social media. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's my purpose. I would love to help you out, meet you wherever you're at, and get you to that best version of yourself.
Okay, we'll have all the details mentioned in the show notes. And uh, thank you so much, Jill. You just gave us a masterclass in discipline, self mastery, and power of daily habits. I think whether it's waking up at 3 a.m., conquering vices, or embracing the mindset of a warrior, listeners, Jill has shown us that transformation is possible for anyone willing to put in the work. So, Jill, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey and helping us see what's possible when we align our habits with our goals.
It was an absolute pleasure. I'd love to do it again. Great speaking with you.
Absolutely. So, listeners, if you're ready to unleash your inner savage, head over to the show notes along with this episode and connect with Jill. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and review the podcast. Until next time, stay mindful, stay disciplined, and stay unstoppable. Thank you.